Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to today's morning ramble. And I am at the airport very early in the morning. I have just dropped off my daughter, who is flying to New York City to begin her next adventure. It's not news to us. This adventure has been planned for a long time, in a way, since she was a teenager. She actually had tickets booked for the end of March, beginning of April. But for obvious reasons, postponed them. But today was the day that she postponed them too. And it was interesting. On the drive down, we were listening to New York songs like New York, New York, the Sinatra version, the Liza Minnelli version, Don't Rain on My Parade, the Barbra Streisand version, the Leah Michele version, New York State of Mind, Piano Man, Billy Joel, and Cabaret, which I pointed out actually is set in Berlin. But I don't know, somehow it all showed up on a New York playlist. And we were both commenting on how neither of us were particularly emotional. And on Clara's side, she's saying, I've been waiting for this for so long, and it used to be such a vision, and now I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to New York, cool. And I jokingly said, yeah, well, welcome to the Three Principles. And she laughed and she said, yeah, I know. But she said, but I don't want to be just like, oh, well, I'm getting on a plane and then I'm going somewhere. What's the big deal? And that's what a lot of people think or worry about with this understanding, is that if I really understand that I'm living in the feeling of thought, not the feeling of circumstances, then my life is going to get flat or boring. But about a minute and a half after that conversation came to a kind of a natural pause, she just looked over at me with a big grin on her face and said, now I'm excited. And now, sitting here, having dropped her off, now I'm trying really hard not to cry. And that's the principles too, is just having the freedom of thought, the freedom of movement, that you don't have to generate drama or generate sadness or generate joy. Your natural flow of fresh thought will bring you all the feels. And life doesn't get more sterile, it gets richer. And so in the moment, I'm feeling a bit poorer in terms of saying goodbye to my little girl. I'm not. I couldn't be happier for her. I am so excited for whatever adventure awaits. And maybe that's the last piece of this, is just to realize that, we think of the unknown as either this scary thing or this important thing that's where spiritual awakening lives and all that. But in a way, another way of talking about the unknown is the adventure. It's all unknown, and it's all an adventure. And we don't know what the next moment is going to bring, not just in the world, which has been made very obvious this year, but in ourselves. One minute we can just be feeling like, yeah, I'm getting on a plane, going to New York. And the next minute we're like, oh, this is the most exciting thing I've ever done. And one minute I'm like, yeah, my daughter's going off to New York. And the next minute I'm doing this mostly to not cry. And that's the glory of it. That's the glory of the unknown. That's the adventure. And I guess if I had a point today, it would be embrace the adventure, have fun, learn heaps, and I'll talk to you soon.